Hello and welcome along and welcome back to No Man's Land. We are into April. It is time for us to get seeding our sorghum. So yeah, I'm going to pull the trailer out with our seeds on it and then get our seeder out. And yeah, we can then load that all up and get that going. We're going to seed and roll the field today. I want to get these two fields. Well, I say fields. We want to get both of them done today. I also want to try and get these bags, the big bags we've got on the trailer there, unloaded and put at the back of the shed here. Presuming we have any left. I think we're going to. We've kind of over-purchased on the seeds a little bit. I did do that on purpose. So I would have a good amount around for a while. We want to switch over to sorghum. Right, and drop it down. And then disconnect it all again. So yeah, if we can get this all loaded up and sorted and all of our seeding done today, that would be really, really good. At the moment, it's a little bit of a case of moving stuff around in this shed. I do want to replace this shed over time. It's like everything. I want to upgrade this farm that we're building over time. As we get more money in, I want to replace the buildings, get things that are a little bit better as we can go along, which should work out fairly well for us, I think. Get the pallet fork on. There we go. And yeah. That will be an aim, and one of the things I want to do as this series progresses is get our farm is to see the changes to our farm as we're doing it. Let's pull those in because those are quite close. There we go, and then we should be able to get both of these on. Disconnect that one and disconnect that one. I don't really want to fill from both of these, but I've got both of these on the front, so we might as well. Yeah. Whoa, we're doing a bit of a front wheelie at the moment. And as we learned in the past, getting these on here, yeah, they're both gone backwards. I might get myself a big bag hook. I mean, we've only got £750 at the moment. Putting both of these on the front here, I don't think is a wise choice, though. So I'm just going to put these to the back in the middle so that they are out of the way. And then we'll grab just one of them to load into the seeder because we won't need much more than that. So pull them fairly close. And in we go. There we are. Because we need to get some good height on this. This is the thing. With if we actually had a big bag hook, we'd be in a little bit of a better position with this. Because we'd be able to get these a little higher. As it is, we kind of have to tip it and hope we can get it over before the bag shifts backwards. There we go. There we are. And that now is on there, but that is not a safe thing to do. Forward slightly. We want to get it on the tip of this and then tip it up. And that should, yeah, fill it like so. Perfect. And that's all in. So we'll put this back in the shed. And then we'll be able to get everything hooked up and head down to the field. So drop the front loader off and the forks and the weight. And that means we can hook up now to our D9 3000 Super. Lift that up, close our back, and yeah, we can go and put some sorghum in the ground. Now, one thing I will say is that the shop is teasing me. We've got a TX32 for 29,600 in the shop. I'm not going to buy it because yeah, it's a little bit well. It's not the combine I want on here. It's great, and I love that it's on here. But the combine I'm keeping an eye out for is actually in here, and it's one of these. And look at the price. The price actually for the 4400, which has a 6,000 litre tank. So it's larger than the New Holland. The 4400 is only 21,000. So yeah, the price of that TX isn't quite low enough for me to go for it. But yeah, I think it is quite funny that my favorite combine is currently available second-hand on here, and yeah, I don't want to buy it. So the two fields we are putting the sorghum in today is going to be these two here, which I'm dubbing fields 4 and 5. We're going to do field 4 first. It's a little bit strange having a map that basically I don't have field numbers for. They are just whatever I want to call them. So at some point we might actually give names to these fields. But at the moment, yeah, it's just field 4, which is the one that we're doing at the moment, and field 5. Yeah, we're both going sorghum this year. Then we've got barley in our other two fields, our other two arable fields, which are fields 1 and 2. And then field 3 is permanently a grass field at the moment. But we might look after the next cut to expand a little bit into that area where the trees were that we decided to cut, or the tree we decided to cut down last time. So take that kink out of it after the next cut and go from there. Expecting that to hopefully be late spring. We'll keep an eye on it, but yeah, if that happens late spring, that would work out really, really well for us as well. Not using the seed too fast, so yeah, we have over purchased on the seed for the farm this year, but that's fine. That will mean we don't have to worry about it post harvest later on, which will be very, very good. I really like these Amazon seeders. They've been something of a staple for me over the last couple of games. I think they were base game in 19, or certainly the D8 version was base game in 19. The D8 came in as part of the Modern Classics DLC, I think it was, in FS 17. And yeah, now we've got the all variations of them coming in as early mods in FS 22, and I really like it. They are cheap and work really well and complement this tractor, especially yeah on smaller farm stuff. They complement things really well. So yeah, I'm a big fan of these Amazon seeders. They for my setups, they work really, really well, and I love using them. And the 4 meter versions are really useful too. We've only needed a 3 meter version on here because we've not got massive fields and we've got a small tractor, and it's all working fine from that point of view. But certainly I tend to use the 4 meter versions a lot as well. And it is just a really great starting seeder to have available to you. Oh, we've got a small area there. I just need to... We're going to have to double seed it, which isn't great, but... There we go. Get back on track and make sure we don't end up with a line in the field like we've got in the middle of field 2. Besides the combine, there are still several pieces of equipment that we need to purchase for the farm. We're going to need a mulcher for post-harvest time, especially doing the sorghum here. We've got quite a bit of stalk and bits left over from these to get mulched afterwards. We are going to need... We're going to need a roller for the grass. So after we cut the grass, we really, really want to get that rolled with the grass roller. We have an option for that along the same lines as the roller we have for the fields at the moment. So I'm gonna look at that as well. We need other bits and pieces we need. There's quite a few that we're going to come along at the point and need them. I think those are the two big ones, a mulcher and a roller, that I'm keeping my eye out for at the moment. Everything else we pretty much have, bar the combine. So it's yeah, there's a few bits of equipment that we still need to pick up and still need to grab. At some point I will probably need to grab another tractor. I think it would be wise to have 2 tractors and spread the load a little bit. Whether we have something with a lot more horsepower or whether we get something a similar sort of size, I don't know. There is one that would actually fit us really well on here, and that is to grab ourselves this. If you haven't seen my first look on this, I highly recommend it, or my spotlight on this, highly recommend it. But cracking little tractor this, and yeah, we could use that on here. This would be quite a good little tractor, I think, to use on this map. 95 horsepower at its most powerful, which is a 7840, and yeah, I think that would be a great little tractor for us to have and use on here. Would work really well with the kind of setup that we've got. Thinking it over, it's only really going to be worth us getting a second tractor when we've got extra land. So when we're needing to get more jobs done at once, or just trying to speed things up a little bit, that's when it's going to be a good time to get a second tractor. And at that point, I think we're not going to want anything overly more powerful than we have now, because if we're looking to hire somebody and to get a job done with the equipment we've got, all our equipment is set up to work with this little Massey, so it's all around the 100 horsepower mark. If we were looking at something that required a little more horsepower, then it's worth getting a bigger tractor at that point to deal with that. But while we're sticking with the current equipment, it's really a case of not needing to grab that extra horsepower. Having said that, of course, we can't buy equipment that requires higher horsepower until we have a tractor that can do it. So it's a little bit of a chicken and an egg thing, really. Do we buy a tractor that requires lots more horsepower first, or do we save up and when we look to get that bigger equipment, look to get a bigger tractor at the same time? We are coming to the end of this field, though. We need to do this little bit of headland that we've got at the edge here that I've left. I've not done headland on most of this field because it means that we're not double seeding, but we do have this slightly odd or slightly misshapen bit down the bottom of the field here. So we're just going to run along the edge, do a little bit of double overseeding, just to cover this up and make sure that we're right to the edge. And that then will work fairly well for us, and we'll continue this. It means that, yeah, we avoid spending a lot of time, or spending a lot of seed, sorry, going over land that we've already gone over. And we want to get as up to the edge as we possibly can. And that then finishes this field off and puts us in a good position for where we want to be for the second one. Because this field we're going to do at a slight angle, because it does lend itself with its overall shape to doing a slight angle a bit better. And I'm not going to go straight into the corner, so we're probably going to have a little bit of a headland on here. Something that does concern me a little bit at the moment is that we've got rain on the way. Checking the forecast, it looks like that is due around about 5 o'clock, so we should be able to get through all of this and get this seeded and rolled today before the rain turns up. Not overly wanting to roll in the rain, because it will mean that we have means that well, realistically we'd end up with a lot of mud and topsoil and things sticking to our roller. So we want to kind of avoid that happening and pulling up seeds and things. So I want to get that done before it rains, get that all finished, and then if the rain comes, what we can do is then get the water in our greenhouses topped up, which we are looking to do on a regular basis. If we can get this all in and done today, I'm not sure there are any other springtime jobs we really need to do. So it may be a case that we again get to jump forward a little bit, maybe into May, and then start looking at what's going to happen with the spring cut of grass and happens on that field there. Having a look at the moment, the grass is growing. It is currently at... it just says growing, so it doesn't give me a percentage at the moment. What's that lower percentage? Fertilized now. Yes, it's fairly well fertilized, that field. I know there is a section towards the tree line, actually, that isn't fertilized. But the rest of the field is pretty good. And I'm not too worried about it. I might go over it. We might go over it with the fertilizer, with our solid fertilizer spreader, just to cover those areas that need it. But yeah, I'm looking to try and get a spring cut of the grass in, even if it hasn't fully grown, and that way we can also at the same time get that field finished off and do not quite far enough over, and make sure that we are doing everything that we can with that grass field ready for hopefully later in the year getting some sheep that we can feed the hay to. Now you might wonder why I'm doing a headland on this field when I didn't do one on field 4, and it's simply because we are right up to the edge on this side, and I've had some problems down the bottom. You can see a few bits where I've got missing patches right up at the edge of the field. And it's because it's going, you don't own this land, and then not immediately triggering the seeder. So in order to make sure I get right up to the edge and right up to the side of the land I own, I need to get that. I need to do a headland at this side of the field, and then the other side of the field. It's purely that curve at the bottom corner makes it very difficult for me to get right in there and do it. So I'm doing a headland here so that I can more easily do that curve at the bottom, and actually the little bit of curve at the top as well, and get that all working properly, so that yeah, we make a tidier setup on here as much as we can. It wasn't necessary on field 4. Field 4 we had a lot more space to work with, and a lot better setup to work with. Field 5 is a slightly more awkward field, and therefore having just even a single 3-meter headland is gonna help us to be more efficient doing this field. As we get up to the top end of the field, you can see why doing this at an 81-degree angle is helpful to us. It seems to be roughly the same angle as this top section here, and means that when we come to do the headland at the top, it's a nice straight bit around there. The rest of the field will end up doing a sort of a bit of an angle as we get to the top there. But it means that we get a nice straight bit up the top here, and it means that about probably 67% of the headland we do is nice and straight and works together, as opposed to if we'd done straight along the top here and worked our way down, you're looking at about 40% of the headland having an overlap with the seeding. So yeah, and us all coming into an angle all the time for it. So it makes more sense to do it this way, and means that we end up with a neater setup at the end. I want to just sort of come into this point here. That then gives us a nice bit of turnaround, and yeah, we come around there, do that bit of headland then, while we coming at an angle around the end here. And yeah, keeps us all on the field and doing the minimum overlap and set up for that that we can. And just works better for us overall. And now with the main body of the field done, what we can do is just head down to the bottom here and go round the field, and we'll end up in that bottom corner over there, and it'll work out well for us. So bring this down here. I do need to reseed the grass at the side of these, this field. We still have bare patches from where we did our landscaping. And so, yeah, need to clear that up. But, yeah, got this pretty much spot on going up this headland here. I'm really pleased with that. We've got minimal overlap in our seeding. And, yeah, that should work fairly well for us. We bring this up here. We can then do this headland up the top. And, yeah, and now it should be one continuous run, pretty much. We might have to turn at the top corner. I'm in the wrong place. There we go. But, we're all right. As long as I don't miss bits. This is the thing. Got to avoid doing the missing bits. But that is a very nice run. And I'm really pleased with that. That headland has come off very, very nicely around here, and we've only used 45% of the seed that was in here. So yeah, we over purchased on seed by a long way. We didn't have that much in our seeder initially, so we did need to buy one big bag, but yeah, 2 was unnecessary. Not a huge loss of money. It cost us 800 to do that and get that second bag by mistake. So yeah, not a massive loss of money, but still not great, and should last us for a long time though. The seed we've got, which is absolutely brilliant. Means as we expand, we probably won't have to buy more. So with both fields seeded, we're going to head back to the farm. It is 20 to 4 in the afternoon, so we're getting very close to that rain. Fortunately, our roller works faster and is wider, so the majority of our job today has been getting this done. I'm looking at it and wondering if it's getting close enough to the rain to worry about. Maybe it's wise for us to go and do our water for our greenhouses, see how those are doing, and do this next time. But I really would quite like to get this done and out of the way today. Would be pretty good for us to do that and then be able to move on. And then we could concentrate possibly on those greenhouses next time, because we might have our first crops produced from them. So yeah, let's get the roller, let's get that done, and our greenhouses have enough water for a good long while. I'm just trying to get it up to its maximum capacity by doing that once a day, but this should work fairly well. And yeah, I think we've got time. We've got an hour before the rain is due. So we should be able to get out of this and get this job done. And yeah, we've got a pallet. I'm guessing that's some strawberries. So up to the field. Let's get this unfolded. We will reverse it up as that unfolds. Yeah, there we go. Right. And then what I want to do, bring this over here. And yeah, we want to put it down and not raise it up again until we need to. Until we finish, really. And get these rolled in. And improve our yield on these just by getting the field rolled is massive. I love all the extra groundwork that you have in FS22. Maximizing your yield is a really interesting thing to reach and get done. So I'm loving that in 22. It's absolutely fantastic. This is a much quicker job than seeding. Well, we're 23 minutes after 4, and we are already well over halfway through this field. It is, yeah, much quicker job. As I said before, there's a roller very similar to this that we can get, that we will be able to do our grass field with. And so, and these are inexpensive. I mean, these are a great set of rollers. Mod available from the mod hub, and just, yeah, brilliant set of rollers to use on a small farm like this. Highly recommend them. And they have, I think there's 3 different ones. There's the grass roller. There is the, let's just have a look in here. Rollers. I think there's a set in grassland care. So yeah, there. I think it's a, well, it's an Eastern European, possibly Russian make, but yeah. So it's only 4,200 for those grass rollers. It is. Where are other rollers on here? Here we go, rollers. I got this one as well, which is the one we're using here, which is 4,500. And it's only 70 horsepower to use it. And I can't remember, is the last one a mulcher maybe? If they've got a mulcher as well. Yeah, and they've got a mulcher too. So I was talking about mulchers earlier. I think we might end up grabbing that mulcher. Because the rollers have done us really well. It would be brilliant to have a set of all 3. And use the other ones as yeah, use the mulchers to do our fields post-harvest. Almost got the first field done, and the rain is starting to fall. So yeah, in the interest of being realistic, we'll finish this field off, which should just be one more run, and then I'm gonna go and do the greenhouse, get the water into that. We don't want to be rolling in the rain, really. It won't do us any good to our land to do that. We'll just end up clogging up the roller. So just want to do this last little corner bit here, and yeah, we still need to get the other field rolled. So what I'm going to do is fold this up, and we're going to go and put the rollers at the far end and just park them down there, so that we could easily just come out here very quickly next time and get the other field rolled once the ground has dried out a little bit, and we won't just be clogging the rollers up with mud and getting everything to stick to them. So let's just leave these here like that, and then we can head back to our farm, and I want to just hook up the water quickly, get our greenhouses topped up, and we can we can check on the progress of our fruits that we've got in there. Rain is coming down a bit heavier now. I think we finished that rolling at just the right moment. Let's bring this back here. Hook this up. Oh, a little bit further back. There we go. That's got it. Right, and then open up our stopcock. Refill this. And then with that filled up, we can head over to our greenhouse and yeah, top that up. See how we're going. And keep this going and keep this topped up, and it'll be fine. We'll never have to worry about it. In fact, we'll get to the point where we can probably come in and just top this up once a month once we've got it fully filled. So let's unload that. Perfect. And then once this has emptied out, which is going to do fairly quickly, I'm just going to pop into the greenhouse and have a look at the status of everything in here, and get out the rain as well. So how are we doing? We've got 11,297 litres of water in there. Brilliant. We have, looks like, got our first lettuce out. I'm not sure. Yeah, we've got our first, no, we haven't got our first lettuce out. We've got our first strawberries out. So those are producing really nicely. And yeah, I think these are doing well. And how many strawberries we've got here? We have 500 litres of strawberries. Can't pick that up, which isn't surprising. But yeah, that's pretty good. I'm very happy with that. So we're going to leave this here today. So we will probably pick up with this a little bit next time and have a look at the greenhouse. If we haven't got much released from here, we might go to the end of April and see if it produces a little bit more. For now, though, all that remains is for me to say thank you for watching. I hope you have enjoyed this video. Please give it a like, drop us a comment, and give it a share. And for all the latest videos from Virtual Farmer, please subscribe to the channel, ring that bell, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.